Good day to all Inderes TV listeners and viewers. Enento publishes Q3 results today, and on this video we have for the first time Enento CEO Jeanette Jäger. Welcome, Jeanette.
Thank you.
Since it is your first time, could you start by introducing yourself and telling how did you end up working for Enento?
Okay. So my name is Jeanette Jäger, and I joined Enento in the beginning of January. The background is very much connected to that I have been working with technology, with digitalization, and with change and transformation leadership for quite a long time. It has been, I think, a mix of curiosity and courage, and of course, coincidence, which brings me to this place today. Curiosity from the start when I started to work with the first internet banks and the e-commerce and payment solutions once upon a time back in the 90s where internet was born. And then those experiences have continued within IT-based business, and usually also those have been connected to that I also do a lot of work with where we're heading forward and how you get there.
What would you say are the biggest changes you have made as a CEO in Enento?
Yes, I would like to start by saying that it is not me who are doing the changes. It is Enento. Of course, the management team is super important for me, as well as all of our colleagues to make it happen. But if I may phrase it so, that during the time I've been with Enento, what we have now focused and also started to actually execute and achieve on. I think, of course, due to the macroeconomic circumstances, cost efficiency has to be in the center, not only for us, but for every company under these circumstances. And we have put an efficiency program into place. We're executing on that. We're doing, I think, very well in how we are keeping our margins in challenging times. In addition to that, I would like to put forward the customer first, which is also one of our 4 important focus areas. And customer first, to start with, of course, we have a customer first culture. I think we are very proud of how we collaborate and innovate with our customers, because we have done that for decades. But we also have very many products in our area, and that means that we now also need to take it from products to customer solutions, and also being there where the customer wants us to be, so that it's easy to buy and easy to get the data. And we are digitalizing very many of our interfaces to the customers to make that happen. So to take it from where we are with good innovation capabilities with customers, but also quite a library of products to make those available 24/7. And then I would say the last one of these 3 areas, that would probably be the direction that we are clarifying the direction of where we're going. And that is something that we have done mostly during this year.
That gives a good bridge to your strategy that you updated this summer. Could you kind of give the highlights of this new updated strategy?
Yeah. Actually, I was kind of touch upon it already.
Yeah,
but of course, one part is what I also already mentioned.
Yeah.
So that is about the digitalization of our sales and marketing, meaning that we are available for our customers whenever they want to, in what channel they want to. In addition to that, we have also pointed out a number of areas which we see are growth areas when it comes to data and intelligence built on data for the future. And areas like compliance, ESG, of course, and we also see that we can continue to build on that we actually take our data and we sell them again. So that's an area where we see that we can take our very successful way of working in Finland to bring that over to other countries as well. So these are 3 areas that we continue with in our strategy in addition to. I would also like to say that when it comes to our efficiency and modernizing, that will also continue to be a very important area for us forward. Now, one last thing I would like to mention in that, which is bringing back to Finland, is that within our strategy, what we want to do is to take many of the very successful development that we have done, and also the wide variety of customers we have in Finland, and take many of these good, very good successes over and bring to Sweden. As we just today in Sweden, we are fairly much connected to consumer information if you look at our business in total. So widen the business within that area.
All right. So then we can move on to the more shorter term development. A couple of weeks ago, you lowered your growth guidance. So could you kind of talk through the factors behind the lowered guidance?
It is actually one factor, which is the reason behind this lowered guidance. And that is that we can now see that the volumes are decreasing within consumer credit information in Sweden. And that is the background. So why is it doing that? Well, what we can see is that we have macro headwinds in Sweden, which also actually means that the customer sentiment is lower. We also see now that the margins among our customers are decreasing. Some of our lenders have left the market. Some of them are using also the marketing via, for example, brokers on less than they have done before. That also takes down the volume. And that is what's happening. We see that that is a change which most probably will continue until we can see that the macro is stabilizing.
Given the profit warning, Q3 was naturally somewhat difficult for Enento. So what other, perhaps more positive trends would you want to highlight from Q3?
Yeah, well, I think that we have done well, and we continue to do well when it comes to developing new services. So as we have shared now today in our report, we have a number of new services, both in Business Insight and we're also in Consumer Insight. Really happy to see the services take off in the compliance area, as that is also an area of strategic importance for us forward. And we are taking the compliance offering into the Nordic. We started with Finland. We have now launched in Sweden. We will also continue to launch in Norway. So that is one of them. Real estate services also doing well. We see that we come in now with real-time data. And that is an exciting moment for us, because what that means is that we will not only build intelligence on structured data now forward. We are actually taking real time into play with also PSD2 and open banking data. So those are few of those. And I think also that we have done well, again, on keeping margins. So I think we have done well in our focus on optimizing our business, which we started with already early last year. And of course, that is paying off when we see these headwinds, which are fairly extensive.
That was actually going to be my next question about the cost savings. So you have managed to protect your profitability very well this year.
Yes, I think so.
Despite the headwinds. So what other cost savings actions have you done besides you had changed negotiations in the beginning of the year? So what other factors are there?
Well, we actually changed location of our office in Sweden, and we could reduce the cost of that one. But if I may raise something which I think has been really contributing already this year, and that has been contributing due to that so many people in our organization has taken this operational efficiency into their daily work, and that is everything from optimizing server capacity usage to optimizing how and what data we are buying to combine that. So that is actually something which our colleagues has contributed with very well this year. But then, of course, what will come now, that is the contribution from the larger initiatives we have done within IT efficiency. And that will come now in 24 and then in 25. So first, application management and maintenance change, where we are now moving into the partner setup. Transition is going on. So we will realize savings already next year from that one. And then the infrastructure change, that is the next step after that.
The interest rate cap was tightened in Finland in the beginning of October. Have you seen any drastic effects in your demand from this?
No, actually, we have not seen any drastic effects connected to that. It keeps stable.
All right. You stated in your profit warning that the macroeconomic environment is going to be difficult in the Q4.
Yeah.
So how does it look like going forward into 2024?
Yeah. Well, this is of course a very difficult question. So I would like to state it like this. For us to see a change from what we have already experienced and what we have already shared with you in the market now in Q3, to see a change from that, we will need to see a stabilization or even improved actually interest rates in the Swedish market. In addition to that, we also need to see an improved and more strong consumer sentiment. So when will that happen? That I think is the million-dollar question. So in that sense, I think we can actually see that this might continue for a while forward. And as you heard, there is also actually lenders who has left the market, and there is that means also that we have less volumes. But again, remember, we have not lost any customers.
Could you clarify that one a little bit? You said that lenders have left the market, so I assume these were your customers.
Yes, they were our customers. So we have had a couple of lenders who are actually not seeing that the Swedish market is profitable anymore. Why they have actually pulled back from that market. What usually happens is that, in this case, is that when money starts costing money, then of course the model changes from that those who are having savings, they can still do fairly well, but if you don't have it and you don't have the capital and you need to actually yourself pay for the capital, then yeah.
I understand. Thank you for your good answers, and I hope you all the best for the rest of the year.
Thank you very much.